Hello guys, Reese here coming to you with another short video breakdown covering XRP against the US dollar. Currently on the 4-hour chart as we take note of the apparent breakout of this descending trend line. Now we have been covering this and have been anticipating this breakout. If you look back through the YouTube, you'll see my previous video highlighting the importance of this candlestick range here. Now initially we was looking at this area here. It's a nice clean area of equal lows and unpurged liquidity, but we can see that instead of bottoming out here, going up to target the liquidity, we did raid the liquidity to the downside, but note how we still left resting liquidity inside the market. Notice how they did not take out this low. So not much had changed here, apart from we had to wait a little bit longer for price to get back up into our levels and provide retail traders with sell confirmation. Now, as price approaches this apparent descending trend line, everybody has been trained and conditioned to place sell orders at these particular levels, but you've got to be dissecting price action a lot deeper than that. You need to be asking yourselves a lot more thoroughly what is actually going on, and to understand that, you need to understand how a central bank works. You need to understand how whales and big players make their money, and that is by enticing the wider majority into trading one direction so they can fill their larger market orders and then reprice in the opposite direction. And you can see, tell me what the majority of the market sentiment was thinking here at this apparent descending trend line, at this consolidation. Notice how big players, smart money, they lure you in, they entice retail sellers and dumb money into thinking prices are going to melt from this trend line. People wait for confirmation before placing their sells, and then whales do what they do best: steal and snatch money / liquidity. And where does price stall? Conveniently and coincidentally, we stop and refuse to break higher than this highlighted SC range, as explained in the previous video. Please watch that to understand why we was watching this particular range. But notice how the body of the candle refused to break inside. Now we see an expansion, aggressive repricing lower. Now again, you've got to ask yourself, what is the majority of the market looking at? They are looking at trend lines, they are looking at support and resistance, and we know that the breakout traders here were buying after confirmation, after this huge 4-hour candle. Now they've had to sit and watch their investment go into a negative down here. There will be other guys openly and willingly waiting to be buying at this retest of this descending trend line, as the trading gurus and educators also teach. They teach breakout, come back down to retest, form a resistance, now turn support, wait for confirmation, which is what we seem to be getting now, and an enticement phase by the smart money, giving the retail traders the confirmation they desire to flood in with mass amounts of buy orders and liquidity on the bid. And that is exactly when we will get the imbalance needed to reprice lower. Exactly like what we see here. Huge liquidity on the bid, people wait for confirmation, place buy orders. What happens to price when everybody's buying? It does the opposite. It corrects lower, taking out the majority of traders willing to buy after a huge pump. Now, simply again, we have unfair price delivery here. We can expect to see price expand off of this descending trend line, which is conveniently aligned with this ascending trend line, which is what everybody out there is watching right now on XRP. Everybody's looking at these trend lines and support, form a resistance, and thinking this is the holy grail, when I'm here to tell you that the reason price is moving is not because of these trend lines. They are simply engineering the market structure and price action to make it seem as though support and resistance is real. They are enticing you in, like they did here. They entice you in, you place your buy, and then they slam prices. And again, how, as a market maker, would you engineer and bring more liquidity on the bid? You would paint a nice clean picture of a break and a retest of this descending trend line along with the bounce of this ascending trend line, you would reverse and slowly bring price higher. This will simply entice mass amounts of money in. And when price does feel this unfair price delivery up here, I then believe we have the imbalance needed. 80–90% of the market will then have been tricked into going long. The market maker has done his job. He has enough opposing liquidity to fill his larger market orders and then reprice lower, where I believe we will see sub 40, sub 30 levels again. Stay patient throughout the price development. Do not jump in after significant pumps, guys, and please do not listen to the hype, especially on Twitter, Instagram, these social media accounts. They really do not have a clue what is going on.